I'd like to call this meeting to order. Roll call.
Councilman Simaluka.
Here.
Councilwoman Darminio.
Here.
Councilman Garrick.
Here.
Councilman Accomando.
Here.
Council President Meza.
Here. Please rise for the salute to the flag, and please remain standing for a moment of silence in memory of Ed Walensky, owner of Ed's Tavern, Jack Newberg, past president of Saddlebrook Library Board, and all of our veterans who have served our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Adequate notice of this meeting has been sent to all council members and to all legal newspapers in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975.
The public is hereby advised that any statements made during the meeting of the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook may not be privileged or protected, and that persons or entities who take issue with such comments or are offended by same may and have in the past sought legal redress through the courts. Any member of the public who addresses the council speaks for themselves and not for the council.
Thank you. Mayor, I believe you have presentations.
Good evening, everyone. I am proud to be here tonight to acknowledge a group of students and a very fine teacher. I was very excited when Miss Kate Pritchard, the photography teacher at the Saddlebrook High School Middle School, contacted me with an idea to display some of the students' photography at Town Hall here. It's not often that the general public gets to appreciate this kind of photography and this kind of art from the students at the high school. So, to me, I love their vision and the way they've expressed themselves in this exhibit here. The display has brought a lot of people that come to Town Hall to come in and to look at the work of these 10 very talented students who are here tonight, and again, I'm extremely proud of them. Before I recognize the students, I would like Miss Kate Pritchard to please come up. I have a certificate of recognition for her, and I know that she wants to say a few words about her students and about this, this project.
Thank you, everybody, for your attendance this evening. My students that made it, the Town Council, Mayor, and I'd like to give a special thank you to Miss Christine Genuario. Her son was very, I would say, accepting of my offer when I had said, could you please give Mom a text and see if she would be interested in possibly setting up an art show at Town Hall. She not only jumped on the opportunity to give this to our students, but she actually single-handedly helped me hang the artwork because we all know the work is great, but if it's not straight, there's only one person to blame. So thank you so much for that. And I hope it stayed on the wall the whole time I was gone. We did good, we did good. So my students, you guys, this show is very special to me because nobody forced you to be here tonight to see it. And nobody forced you to submit your artwork to be in this show. So of my students, I think I have 120 currently on my roster. There are only 10 of you in this show this evening. Your work was not shot for this show. Your work was shot because you are extremely talented artists, and this is what you do in your free time. I'm not sure if we have anything shot from town directly. Maybe our chipmunk. I don't know if that was from town. But this work, I mean, it represents the building, the school, the program, myself, and I couldn't be more proud of you guys. So thank you so much for attending tonight. I know it's your little vacation from school, so I hope this isn't too painful. Thank you guys. This is a major opportunity, and maybe we'll have more art shows here, but most certainly in the future. So thank you so much for all you do and for making us look good. Thank you.
permission for Kate Pritchard, Saddlebrook Town Hall Photography Exhibit, November 8th, 2018. Thank you so much, Kate.
Yeah.
You did a great job. I'm gonna have you. We have, what, 5 of the 10?
Yes,
Okay.
which is good.
You know
We'll
who's
accept
who.
it. Okay, so I'd like to call up Carolina Posgrobko.
Okay. You get in the middle.
Great. Next, Laura Scatoro. Next, we have Kylie Artemisio.
Look like you love it.
Giselle Oligario. Last but not least, Emily Beckus. See, they always make me look good, these kids. All right, that's our 5 there.
Thank you very much. Let's do a group picture, I guess.
Okay, absolutely, sure. Okay. And then we have 5 students that couldn't make it this evening, and they will be awarded these when we get back to school on Monday. So we had Michael Redzio, Sarah Greiner, William Mulder, Summer Alfonso, and our 10th artist was Jacqueline Panzarella.
Thank you very much.
On behalf of the council, I'd like to also congratulate you. Beautiful job. Certainly added class to our room. Beautiful job, really. Come back anytime.
Yes. You can go.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
coming.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care. I'd like to ask for a motion to open the meeting to the public.
Motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting is now open to the public. Anyone wishing to be heard?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Emil Sudol, 412 Van Loon Terrace, Saddlebrook. I just wanted to congratulate Mayor White, Councilman Todd, and Councilwoman Yarminio. Awesome job. Congratulations on your reelection.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm very sorry that our police chief was not as successful. I think he's a great guy, and I think he was the most qualified person for the job, and I'm just really sorry that he didn't make it. I'll just leave it at that. The only two little things that I wanted to bring up tonight is, you know, we're under flood watch again tomorrow. Mayor, I know you had a flood commission at one time. If we can somehow move ahead with getting that back on the roll again. And I'm just, you know, still concerned about the flooding issues in town, especially the Saddle River. And one other thing I brought up at the last meeting was the two locations under the underpass, whatever, on Market Street down, under the overpass. If something could be done there to clean that up and make it look a little bit more presentable than it does. And that other piece of property on Saddle River Road, near the Route 80 entrance there. I know you guys kind of agreed that, you know, something should be done, but just, I hope you consider doing something there. That's all I got to say. Thank you and have a good holiday.
Thank you.
Thanks
Emil.
through the chair.
Yes,
Emil, as far as the bridge goes, I did receive a letter, I don't know if anybody
just
else
received
received
it,
it,
yeah.
that they're gonna have a committee in regards to, I guess, beautifying it and making sure it's meets the state standards, so we should know something within, I think, the next 30 days.
Is that the county or state or
It's the
County.
county? I mean, because it really does look terrible. It's very
Oh, sorry.
dark and dirty and it kind of like is the entrance, one of the entrances into town. If there's something that could spruce it up would be great. Thanks again.
Thank you.
No.
Sylvie Zattarelli, 232 Lanza Ave. I'm going to apologize in advance. I only have one copy of this, but I am going to pass it. I am aware the date on the article is back to the 12th. Not November 12th, the year 2012. But in the body of it, the conviction date was August 3rd, 2009. Where I'm going with this is I understand that the person in this article, and I'm not mentioning any names, is now coaching our rec soccer kids. I'd really like to know how this is happening.
I just want to tell the members of the council not to make any comments with regard to that, just because this could be an issue in terms of not just someone who works for the town, but we don't know enough about something, and if someone's name or something comes up under these circumstances, I don't want to have anyone, have any issues with regard to legal liability.
Well, if it's publicized in the paper and it's public knowledge, how can it not be commented on?
Let me respond, but,
Yeah, because I don't want any, defamatory or.
right, I'm not gonna mention
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
name.
I didn't mention any names.
Right. No. This is old news, Sylvia. I believe.
I said
Yeah,
2012.
Let me just make sure, I know.
2012 is the date of the article.
Right.
3 years after the incarceration
Right,
for
but
3
what you're
years.
saying is, you're asking why he's allowed to coach. Is that what you're saying?
Well, how do you pass the background check?
Well,
That's,
okay, he filed an appeal, okay? He requested, he requested the coach, and basically said ahead of time, admitted that he had this in his background. And we initially said no, but then he filed an appeal. And with the appeal, we did our own investigation. Okay, we did our own investigation, conducted that along with the police department. He received a letter of recommendation from the chief of police. He also was referred, well, I'm telling you, this is.
can he pass the fingerprint test? Honestly, can he?
No.
Then everything else should be immaterial. By what the rules go to coach, everything else should be immaterial if you can't pass the fingerprint.
What rules are you referring to?
You cannot pass a background fingerprint check, you can't coach. Those are your rules.
Sylvia, he appealed, and like I said, if you listen to what I'm saying, he had already been as a parent, okay? He's coaching, first of all, he's not coaching rec, he's coaching travel, okay? He also,
Travel's not part of rec?
Sylvia, can you please let me talk? Can you let me talk? Please, okay? I heard you out, and I'll give you more time to talk if you want. Which the 3-minute rule, I'm gonna let you, say I'm gonna give you an exception. Basically, that's what happened here. He was given an exception because he had already been involved in the program. He got the blessing of the outgoing commissioner, who you know very well, and the incoming commissioner. Also, he received a good review by our rec director. All the parents that he was involved with as a volunteer vouched for him, as well as he got permission from the USA soccer club, which all coaches that coach travel have to be certified. He received certification from them. He does have to do a yearly background check to make sure, by them, that's their requirement, to make sure he doesn't get arrested, or he hasn't been arrested, or there's nothing further. So that's basically it. And we decided that we were gonna give him a chance. He also is in the process of getting it expunged. The man made a mistake. As a young man, he made a mistake, okay? We all know people, we have people in our lives, family, friends, or whatever, as a young person that may have made a mistake. Okay, he's reformed, we believe he's reformed. We've had not one complaint about him, not one. If anything, accolades about how he coaches and the job that he does. So that's what was done. You know what, if the council's aware of it, they did not make the decision. It was my decision, based on my position, and all those recommendations that I received. So that's it. But, you know, this is old news. Other people know this already. You decided to make it public, that's fine.
I just found out.
Well, you could have come to me, not in a public meeting as well. I would have appreciated that. And I expect a little more from a board member that knows.
Excuse
Knows
me,
how things work.
I just want to correct you. I am here as a resident, not as a board member.
Well, it doesn't matter,
No,
Sylvia.
it does
You
matter
are a
because
board
you know
member.
if I come here as a board
All I'm saying is
member,
you know how
it's
it
different
works. You
rules.
sit up here at the Board of Education, okay? You know how it works. So it would have been nice if you would have come to me as a resident or as a board member, as whoever, and talk to me. A lot of people have. A lot of people know. This is not a secret. There's no secret here. I don't keep secrets. It's transparency.
So you pick and choose where you can go. So people
No, we
I
don't
know.
pick and choose. If somebody else
Then
failed the
change
background
the
check,
rules.
and we don't change the rules. If somebody failed the background check, okay, and they came and said, listen, and you know what, people fail background checks for
Numerous
numerous reasons, some of them very minor. Okay, one of them is possession of marijuana, which may be legal.
Well, as
So-
minor as you think
so
that is,
I'm
to
just-
me,
I'm
that's
just telling you.
major.
So that's it. You got everything. You want to say something else? Go ahead.
I
Give
just
you a little
think
more
it's
time.
wrong. I don't care. He can be star coach, whatever. If you can't pass a background check, you shouldn't be allowed to be with our kids. And if you want to throw my board membership into it, yeah, I have to look out for our kids.
Just another thing too. You know, you can sit down. The investigation revealed that this person that we're speaking about was not a threat to anyone, children or anything else. He's not a predator. He's not a sex offender or anything like that. Let's get that straight.
Thank you. Anyone else? No.
And you felt like you had to say that too.
Motion to close?
Motion to close.
Motion.
Okay.
Second.
Alrighty, moving on. Mayor? I don't have too much on.
Yeah, just regarding Emil, I found out today, we got a letter from the county that on Monday, December the 3rd, this is regarding the overpass that you were speaking of, how dark and dingy it looks there. On the December 3rd, there's a meeting with Bergen County Engineering. Apparently, they're planning on it. They've been doing this, saying that they're gonna do this for a long, long time. But apparently, they're gonna move forward with widening the bridge. They wanna make at Market, Essex, Rochelle, and Maine, that intersection there, apparently they wanna widen it and they wanna make turn lanes. So, I don't know when that's gonna, we'll know more after this meeting. It may be years, but it may be soon, and if it is, really anything that we do underneath there, I mean, other than just clean it up a little bit, I know we through the Community Partnership Club and Howie Weinberg, we were thinking about doing some artwork there, doing a mural or something like that, and he's been working on that, but I don't wanna do all this work if we're gonna find out that they're gonna be doing construction there shortly, so. But we'll find out, and if not, if it's gonna take a long time, we could try to do something. We have been in touch with the state DOT on it, so. Anyway, my updates, road resurfacing. The contractor is done with the concrete work on Claremont Avenue and will begin milling next week. He will finish up Nevlick after that. They've been doing some of the concrete work there as well. We anticipate getting to Erie, LaGregne, and Hayes by the end of November. Let's hope so. They seem to be working at a good pace. The town engineer, DPW Superintendent Bob Hishwa are in the final review phase of selecting roads for our 2019 road program. Senior housing, it's moving along nicely. The structure is going up, and we're being told that the building should be occupied by the spring 2019. We're scheduling a meeting with Bergen County Housing and Development to discuss the application process so that we can inform those who are interested in becoming residents there. Business Administrator Ladico is working with FEMA on obtaining a reimbursement for the March 8th snowstorm this year that was declared a state of emergency by Governor Murphy. We're looking at upwards of $20,000 in reimbursement money. Toys for Tots, resident Vince Montagna of the Marine Corps League Detachment is collecting Toys for Tots from now until December 14th. There are collection boxes at the Senior Center and at the Police Department. Food drives, through our community partnership and Access for All committees, we are helping collect donations of non-perishable foods and paper products for the Saddlebrook Food Pantry housed at the First Reformed Church. We have collection boxes at Town Hall, the Senior Center, and the library. Public Service, Gas and Electric has equipped telephone poles along Market Street with electric outlets to be used for holiday lighting. I know Councilman Simaluka will provide further update on this when he speaks. I want to thank the Unico and all who participated in their street fair, which took place on Sunday, October 7th. We worked together very well with Unico to help make this a really nice township event. I want to thank the book workers for their efforts on Election Day. It's a long day for them. They work from about 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. And they do an awesome job. We had our annual senior Halloween party on Tuesday, October 23rd at the VFW. We had a great time with over 100 seniors participating. I want to thank the vendors who donated food for the party: Frank's Pizza, Mucci's Deli, Golden Pub, and K-Pasta. I also want to thank Senior Director Joe Lisi, Councilwoman Karen Darminio, and Secretary Christine Genuario, Howie Rafofsky, and Sandy Goodwin for bus transportation. The town website and Facebook page has photos and video posted. The video is also airing on our town TV. Mayor's Youth Group members judged the Halloween decorating contest on Thursday, October 25th. The winners received acknowledgement in the mail. The winning houses were first place 76 Oxford, second place was 238 Shepis, and third place was 122 Claremont. If you look on the town website and Facebook for photos and video, they're there. Also, the video is airing on our town TV. Another successful trunk or treat was held on Saturday, October 27th. Due to the weather, We had it indoors this year, but all went well. We had a large crowd that took part in all the fun. Again, I want to thank Councilwoman Karen Darminio, Councilman Todd Accomundo, Project and Activities Chairwomen Shannon Accomundo and Christine Generario for all their help planning and organizing. Again, Township website, Facebook page has photos and videos, and there's also a video airing on our town TV. Upcoming events and dates to remember: Veterans Day ceremony is this Sunday, November 11th at VFW Circle on Mayhill Street. Town offices are closed on Monday, November 12th in observance of Veterans Day. On Friday, November 23rd is our town tree lighting and holiday party. The tree lighting starts at 6 p.m. at Town Hall. The party starts immediately thereafter at the Saddlebrook High School gym. Holiday decorating contest. Registration begins on Monday, December 3rd. We will post updates on the town website, Facebook, our town TV, and also students will receive a flyer in their virtual backpack. Regarding Ed Wazinski, we had a moment of silence here tonight for him. As many of you know, he was the owner of Ed's Tavern. He was a member of the Saddlebrook Kiwanis Club. He was dedicated to serving Saddlebrook and was a strong believer in St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and he hosted numerous fundraisers for them, raised millions of dollars for St. Jude's. He was a Korean War veteran and played football for the U.S. Air Force. Overall, he was a beloved member of our community who knew most everybody in town, and he will be sorely missed. Our girls' high school soccer team, I want to congratulate them for being division champions, winning the NJIC tournament and making it into the semifinals of the state sectionals. It's the first team in Saddlebrook High School girls' soccer history to advance that far. Lastly, I just want to thank all the residents who supported Karen, Todd, and myself. Both of them are great team members, and it's a pleasure serving with them. I think we work very well together with Flo, Andrew, and Dave, and we all want to continue working hard, striving to make Saddlebrook a better place to live and do business. I believe all of us up here on this dais genuinely care about the residents and will always put Saddlebrook first. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thank you, Mayor. Council comments?
We covered everything. As far as, the street fair, every year, the Unico Street Fair has the best weather. This year, they're worried about the rain, but again, it's a little overcast. It was a beautiful day, a great showing.
Put your microphone on.
It's on, it's on.
Oh.
It was a great showing by residents and non-residents. Unico is a great organization, myself, Flo, Andrew are part of it. And if anyone's ever interested in joining, being part of it, it's just reach out to any one of us or go to, I believe it's Unico has their own page on Facebook, so you could be part of a great organization. The trunk or treat, the weather, again with the weather, didn't cooperate too well, but I think the fact that we had it inside was even better than having it outside. So I think that's maybe something we probably look into the future in doing. It was just cleaner, it was easier, and it was almost like more of like a township feeling, if you will. The election, thank you everyone who came out and voted, everyone's support. The 4 years flew. It went fast. I mean, it's. I hope the next 4 go that quick. We all started. I think we talked about it. Bob's hair was a little darker. My hair was a little longer. Karen stayed the same.
Good, thank you. Thank you for that.
But thank you everyone who went out and voted. Again, it was bad weather that day, so we appreciate you going out and casting your vote. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and my wife's birthday's this month, so I'd like to wish her a happy birthday, the night of the tree lighting, actually. So, that being said, have a good month until next meeting.
Thank you, Councilman.
Okay. I think a lot was said. I'd just like to mention the Unico Street Fair. The senior Halloween party was excellent. I brought my wife and daughter. We had a great time. My daughter was able to do the hokey pokey with the seniors, so it was a good time. I'd like to also congratulate all the students on their projects and coming down tonight. It's really nice to have the students here and see all the wonderful work that they're doing. I'd also like to congratulate Mayor Bob White, Councilwoman Karen D'Arminio, and Councilman Todd Accomando. It's great working with you. I'm the new kid on the block, and whenever I go to any one of you, you're always filled with plenty of knowledge and ready to help me, and I really appreciate that. It's been a pleasure working with you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Also, I would just like to wish all the residents a happy Thanksgiving and happy holiday season. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman.
My turn. I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone that came out to vote for us. It's truly a privilege and an honor to represent all of you again for another term, and one that I personally don't take lightly. So thank you for that. I also want to thank the mayor and this council for your support all through the last 4 years also. We are a great team, and I look forward to another 4 years. So thank you. For the first time, I went to the trunk or treat with my grandson, and he had a blast, and that was his word. He had a blast. And I have to tell you, Todd, you and Shannon did a great job.
Thank you.
And it was a wonderful event. I agree with you that having it inside was even better than the cars outside in the parking lot. And the parents' displays were incredible.
Amazing.
It was amazing.
You can't forget
It really
Christine.
was. And Christine, oh, well, Christine is there for the holiday party, chicken bingo. Christine is there for everything, so I do appreciate Christine. The only other thing is I will be away for Thanksgiving, so Todd and Shannon will be, and Gabrielle and Andrew Similuk. Look, it's a team effort.
Absolutely.
And we all do. I really think everybody does a great job. So that being said, happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Put the timer on.
I was just going.
I got a lot. This is important stuff I gotta talk about. The mayor had mentioned about the paving projects, and just for some people out there, because I've been approached by a couple of people, and also been approached saying no one can hear me. I don't know if anyone wants to, but they said, why are you fixing concrete in the middle of the street? I thought you were just gonna do the access ramps. Well, part of the paving project is that if the sidewalk is broken or missing, we are going to fix it. Correct, Rick? That's what they've been doing. That's what, well, that, curbs, yes. Not sidewalks, I'm sorry if I said sidewalks. So the curbs, so in the middle of the street, if you see them working on a curb, it's because the curb is damaged, and you know that if we didn't do that, after we paved the street, someone would say, why'd you pave the street and you left the curbs like garbage? So that's what we're doing to answer some people's questions. Now, and a couple other things that are on our agenda that you may not, we may not be discussing tonight, but it's in part of resolutions, part of the consent agenda, is the COA settlement. Anthony Suarez, our town attorney, has worked long and hard to give us the best possible result along with our planner, and I think that they've done a great job. We are entering into a settlement with fair share housing, and they've protected our interests. It's tough dealing with COA, but we've gotten the best possible deal that we could have gotten, so bravo to our professionals who worked long and hard on this. The winners of the art show, I remember, this is a great project. I know my daughter, it's got to be over a dozen years ago, that my daughter won one of these art shows and was actually taken down by then Congressman Rothman, and got a trip down to Washington, D.C. It was actually the first time I was ever in Washington, D.C. Her art was hung up in the Capitol building. It was really cool. So, you know, they do, as you can see here, anyone has a chance to come down to Town Hall. These pictures are professional quality. So kudos to them, and also their teacher, who must be doing a good job because is teaching them well. Trunk or treat we talked about. It was great inside. All the people that were involved, Shannon, Christine, and Karen. One of the things that we have here is the local freight impact fund. We've got a letter here where they're going to give grants, and if anyone is impacted locally by freight trains, it is Saddlebrook. We talked about this on Tuesday, I guess it was last Thursday night. And we are going to make a strong presentation to them to try and get the funds here. We don't know what can be done, but something should be done, because Saddlebrook is bisected by the trains, and all of us kind of agreed last week that it's getting worse in terms of when they're doing it, right in the middle of rush hour it appears, and how long it's taken. And one of the most frustrating things is when you go there, the arms come down and no train comes by, and you're sitting there for 5-10 minutes and nothing is happening. It's the most frustrating thing in the world. The problem with that, one of the problems is some people get ticked off and they start going around, and that's when accidents happen. So we are going to, through our professionals, a grant writer or engineer, we are going to make a very strong presentation. We'd like to try and get some money, some studies, something has to be done with that, because it's very important to the people in our town. It's, I consider it a dangerous condition, because it does stop our first responders from accessing half of the town when those barriers go up. Market Street intersection, I don't know if you remember, we were on TV back then too, but during the Chamberlain administration, so it's got to be over 4 years ago, I went down with our engineer then, and we went down to a meeting to discuss this. And so it's over 4 years, and they said, we're going to have more meetings, and then they never did. But apparently, they're doing something, and one of the suggestions that I made at that meeting, I said, it's not going to work unless you have left turn only lanes at every leg of that four-way intersection. And you know, not because of me, but I mean, that seemed like a simple idea, because it's really horrible. There, just so you're aware, they are planning also on just removing the bridge and replacing the entire bridge. And this way they'll have, because one of the things is access for handicapped people, access for all committee. I mean, that's part of what we're doing, so we're pushing for that. Also pedestrian or bike pathways, because right now there is none. And what they're planning on doing is, what they're saying is it's 5 lanes on Market and Essex Street, and going to be 3 lanes on Rochelle Ave and 4 lanes on the Main Street side. But every single leg of that four-way intersection is going to have a left turn only lane. So I can't wait for that to happen. I think it's going to really, really help people coming in from Lodi to make the left turn. It takes forever at a certain period of time. It's just, without that left turn only lane and without the lights being signalized sequentially, it's a killer trying to get across over there. Veterans, the Veterans ceremony is going to be at the Veterans Circle on November 11th. It's always 11/11 at 11 a.m. In remembrance for our veterans. So please come down and support the veterans, and they always are. VFW is one of the greatest institutions in town, and they always have refreshments down. Come for refreshments at the post. That's what it is. I'm going to miss Commander Heffernan, who's, it's her first year in forever that he's not going to be the one who's doing the ceremony. So, you know, we're gonna miss him. What I got? Christmas lights. Not oh, I can't say Christmas, can I? The hell with it. Christmas lights, holiday lights, however you want to term it. But we are going to have them. PSE&G, like the mayor said, PSE&G came and put on the, you would think that there's electric on those poles, but they actually have to install plugs. So we're going to have that. We're going to have 2 separate areas. We're going to have the town hall area with 1 set of lighting, and then we're going to do something. It's from Westminster to Mayhill, Pete, is that? Approximately, you know, that area, we're going to have a different. To 5th? Okay, a different set of lighting that's going in that area. A lot of people have mentioned to me, and to, I'm sure other people, why don't we have this, but other towns have it? Well, you know, we do have things that other towns don't. Sometimes we don't have things that other towns do, but we're catching up on the things that we don't have. So that's going to be a great addition, and hopefully they will be up and lit at the tree lighting, which is going to be the Friday after Thanksgiving, as it always is. So come down. It's a great night for the kids, and then afterwards, I believe we go to the high school?
Yes.
Okay. And the last thing is, lastly, the election. I've said it before, Maybe the hardest, the only harder thing than running for office is winning and then sitting up there, whether it's on a local level like we are, the Board of Ed, or your local community, or on a state, county, or obviously a federal level. It's a whole different ballgame. So, and I'll be honest, people said, why didn't you run for mayor? Well, I mean, Bob White is doing a great job. There's no reason to oppose him. He's doing a great job, and we all work great together. Locally, personally, I wish that we didn't have this form of government. I wish that you just run as a person as opposed to having to pick a side and, you know, somebody's waving a blue flag and somebody's waving a red flag, at least locally. That's personally, that's my opinion, because in this town at least, we are not like that. We work together. I'll call out for somebody for help or for advice, and they've done likewise, and it doesn't matter, you know, what color we're wearing. So we all work great as a team, and that's what we are, because our only goal here is to help the citizens of Saddlebrook. Really, that's it. So congratulations to the winners, and condolences to those who didn't succeed, but just the fact that you put your name in there and you know, we're part of the process is great. That's part of what makes America great. And we'll see you at the tree lighting, and have a nice Thanksgiving.
10 minutes. Okay, just want you to know. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate Mayor Todd and Karen. It's great working with you guys. It was a true testament of how the township feels. You had no opposition because you're doing such a great job. That's it, really.
I hope
And that's the sentiment out there.
No one's crazy enough to want to run, I think.
Somebody's got to do it, right? And also, I'd like to congratulate the new Board of Ed members, Mr. Quinn, Mrs. Ianello, and of course Michelle Roloff, and everybody else that ran also. You know, I congratulate you, and we appreciate, you know, coming forward to actually run for any office. It's never an easy thing, that's for sure, and also for serving. Do appreciate it. Very proud to live in this town, by everything like we were just talking about, all the organizations, how everybody comes together, and we work. We may not always agree on everything, but we will work together as a team, and it shows, and it shows. So, having said that, we're going to move on. Anything, and there's no ordinances, right?
No ordinances. All items listed with an asterisk are considered routine and non-controversial by the Township Council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a council member or members so requested, in which case the item or items will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. The one motion signifies adoption of all resolutions, receive and file letters, correspondence, reports, and approval of minutes and applications. If the council has no objection, we just received tonight the proposal for the holiday lighting. I'd like to add that on for approval.
We're good? Yep.
Good with that.
And resolution number 12 will be voted on separately.
Okay. Have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Simaluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Darminio?
Yes.
Councilman Garrick?
Yes.
Councilman Alcomondo?
Yes.
Council President Mason.
Yes.
Resolution number 12 is approved payment of bills for Stone Brook Garden, and Council President Mason will recluse herself at this time. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Councilman Simaluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dorminio?
Yes.
Councilman Garrick?
Yes.
Councilman Alcomondo?
Yes.
Hey. Are we done with the?
Yes.
Right. Old business? Old business? New business?
Under new business, I'd like to discuss our best practices report for the year.
Okay.
Each year, the state of New Jersey requires each municipality to answer a series of questions called best practices. If you score below a certain amount, it can, and it does affect the receiving of state aid for the last quarter of the year. This year, we've answered 61 questions, and I'm proud to say that Saddlebrook scored 95% in the best practices.
Great.
Through the chair?
Yes.
Again, great job by our professionals. In looking over the best practices worksheet, the amazing thing is that we got a 95, but what they do is if you score low, they withhold funding, the state aid. You get a 0 to 25, they withhold everything. But you get all of your money if you score up to 61%, which to me is not a heck of a lot. But we're at 95. I mean, we could have been at 61. So every year we're getting better. And I don't know, Pete, were you able to find out some of the other, where we rank? I mean, it's got to be pretty good high.
Just in the past 5 years, this is the highest score that Saddlebrook has scored. Each year they change the questions. Sometimes they're the same. They do add different questions. The number of questions can vary, but this is the highest score in recent memory.
But the highest, what you
For us.
need to get 100% aid, you need to get 61. We got 95. So I think,
I think we should get extra
congratulations.
aid.
Huh?
Yes, you should get
We got
extra aid.
we got a gold star for that. So for those people who, may talk about what we do and how we do it, and how maybe we're not the most effective of people, our financials are good, and the way we go about doing things, whether it's financial or administrative, 95%, you can't argue with numbers. So,
Yes, for sure.
Through the chair, I just have a couple of things.
Sure.
Just want to, what Emil had mentioned about the flood committee, I really would like to see that us reestablish and get that going again. It's been a while since we had a meeting, and I know Emil, in speaking to him, I think he would be a member of the community that would want to be on the committee. I know Tommy Dickman, our former fire chief, he's expressed a lot of interest. So, I mean, if any members, council members would want to be on that committee, just let me know, and hopefully we can get that back up and running. I too want to congratulate all the Board of Education members who won the election on Tuesday. I also want to commend those that didn't, that came up short. It's very difficult to get qualified people to run for public office, especially the Board of Ed. There's no compensation there, and it's a lot more than just the two meetings a month that that they rope you in. All the people that want you to run say, oh, it's only two meetings a month. They have committees, and they're on several. All of them are on several committees, so it's more like 4, 5, 6 meetings a month. But again, I just commend all of them and wish the new members a lot of luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other business? Nothing? Actually, I need to congratulate Mr. Suarez also on your township, I believe, first woman councilwoman, right? In history. Wow, awesome.
26 years.
Beautiful. Yeah. Very good. You get things done now.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
You're right.
Anyway, congratulations.
through the chair, just have
Yes.
one other thing. I guess the word of the month, I think, would be respect, and that's when we talk about how we work together. We would probably all consider each other friends, but it's a mutual respect, and that's really what you need in order to get things done. You can disagree, but you can disagree respectfully. We see what's going on the national level. There's people screaming and yelling at each other, people getting thrown out of press conferences and things like that. You could point fingers as who you think is the not respectful person. But you know what? The main thing is, when you get up here, you be respectful. We'll be respectful back. We'll be respectful to each other. We'll be respectful to other town officials. We'll be respectful to officials from other towns and from the county. We work well with the county, I think, because there is that mutual respect that we've earned and they've earned. So that's all. I just want to say thank you to everyone here for just being a great group and like I said, showing the respect to each other. That's the important thing.
Thank you. All right, no other comments, anything? No? A motion to open the meeting to the public?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is now open to the public? Should be easy on me, huh?
Motion to close?
Motion closed?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. See you at the tree lighting. Motion
Sure.
closed? Oh, what? I did?
Motion to adjourn.
I did. Now we're adjourning, yes. No, you don't.
You can talk and take recorders going.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes,
Sure.
okay.
Turn the meeting.